mean, when we started working, we had secretaries, we used to dictate, and they used to type, keep stuff up, we used to paste letters, post letters, and today it's very different, right? And tomorrow it will be even more different. Okay? And unless we have been able to, we can keep pace with this change, we learn new things, I think we'll all be fossil. So however advanced you are today, there is a kid out there who's outlearning you. So unless you keep up your learning, you're going to be outgunned and outlearned. Okay, so that's the last lesson I've learned. Okay, and hopefully I'll keep learning. And one last thought is that I wish I was 22 again. This campus is even more beautiful, more and more green. Okay, and I'm told a lot more girls are on campus. Right? So a lot of attractions. I wish I was 22 again. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to handle it. I look different? I look the same, yeah? Gautam? I look very much the same. Yeah, some question? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, regarding your 6 points, stand up for your convictions.
Yeah.
So if you stand up for everything you believe in, you'll be labeled difficult, right? But if you stand up for nothing, you'll be labeled a pushover. So since you can never really gauge how successful your convictions will be, how do you choose which ones you support? Like this one that you supported for 6 months? And how do you figure out which ones you'll back off on?
Well, it's a tough call. Okay, it's not easy to say, this is what I will support, this is what I will not support. Okay, it's not easy. Having said that, you very often, when you're fighting for a point of view, okay, you got to develop almost like a legal case, right? You got to develop the sub-points on why you think Indigo as a brand name is better than Indica sedan. For instance, it's not that I think, people will not buy, right? I have to build a logical step-by-step case saying, look, Indica today stands for this, whereas a sedan customer is different. This is the hatchback customer, this is the sedan customer. Sedan customer is older, more wealthy, Okay. He is today looking at Esteem, he is today looking at, Lancer, he is today looking at all this. He's not going to look at, so the customer is very different. So very often when you're fighting for conviction, okay, you have to build a case. You have to build the case which may be 4 points, 5 points, 6 points. Even in the Santur thing, I had to build a case, mental case, which I had to then sit and argue. Okay, it's not that I believe in, you believe in. No, most clients and most senior managers, at least in India, I think we are very lucky. A lot of them are very smart. Okay, they know their business. Okay, and they respect your point of view, and they're willing to listen to you. I mean, in a sense, we've been lucky that a lot of them spend time discussing big issues with you. But one thing they will not take from you is bullshit, right? And something will not take from you is, I think so. Okay? That's not enough. I think so is not enough. You got to say, look, I think it will happen because of A, B, C, D, E. Without that, you'll be named as a difficult guy to deal with. Okay? But if you say, that's why I think Dhammanan said it right. He said, disagree, but don't be disagreeable. Okay? You can disagree, give your points, okay? But don't be disagreeable. Don't be difficult for the sake of being difficult. And like you said, if you don't have a point, if you don't stand for anything, you're nothing, right? I mean, you're not highly educated guy just to be a pushover. You got to have a point of view. And we keep learning this, and it's interesting that some of the young people, I remember we were doing some campaign for UTI and we were doing some, ads. And one of the young guys in the office, we were talking about sending the material out and processing. So he said, look, why are we sending material out? So I said, what do you mean? He said, no, we can do color processing in office. I said, Vinod, sit down, yaar. What are you talking about? He said, no, we have computer, we have the software, we just need to separate it, C and YK. I said, what about positives? He said, Ambi, these days you don't need positives, you just need to send the disk. So I said, are you sure? He said, sure. I said, what makes you say so? So we released an ad last week in Financial Times London for TCS. We sent the file through the net. Can I see the ad? Here's the ad. That guy convinced us that we have a capability in-house which we had not recognized. And then later we actually created it into a division. And we actually tried selling this service to our New York office and Chicago office. We didn't succeed, unfortunately. But that guy there, a youngster, probably 2 years in the business, stood up and said, look, we can do this in-house, we have the capability, why are you even sending the stuff out? And he stood and he argued his case, saying, we've done it before, here is an example of us doing it, we have the people, we have the equipment, we have the skills. If we could have done this ad, which is for TCS, which is an important client, which ran in Financial Times London, which is premium publication, where the material was sent by the internet. This is local. We can do it. So he built a case and he argued. And he convinced me. Because I was not going to be easily convinced till he built that thing and he came and showed me the ad. Okay, so if you believe strongly in something, build a case. People will listen. Okay. If not, let's stand here. Yes, I knew it. Can we see?
Yes. Okay, thanks everyone.